One, two, three.
Yeah.
Yay.
Okay, first two rows are VIP and press only. So if you do not have a VIP or press badge, you have to move back a row.
Hi, honey. How's your Sunday going?
It's going good. It's going very good, thank you.
Oh,
Yeah, that's scary. But no, it's going well. I got sung to Happy Birthday in my ear.
How many have been working on that?
Oh, no, it was just only one person speaking at a time, so Natalie sang to everybody else. It's like, do we have a 12-year-old child on the radio?
So it's your birthday? Happy birthday.
Yeah, go ahead. Yeah.
What did the guys detective say? We were when the wedding was called have all the show starts, and we get to oh right, we rock. Why is it I always get delegated to talk to staff? Yeah. Because we're all in Mike, I can't feel my feet. I come from way Alright, let me go inside. Okay, we keep wearing some of those every day of every month. Are you serious? Yes. Those. You won't let me play with them. See, I find it funny, but I mean,
yeah. Yay, hey. All right. We just got him off the leash.
We lose the home.
hey.
Did you guys leave? I want to be Robbie. Oh. Luigi!
This one.
It's me, Mario.
It's barely working, but it's barely working.
Is this working?
Good. Hit it with a pencil. Throwing it really hard. They love that.
Laura, this far from the mic.
Right here.
That's the quiet one. Laura, you got
This is the quiet one, good.
No, I switched.
Did you really?
They want to see your
The
face.
purple one's the good one.
Hello? Hello.
Hello.
So, what do we do now?
Open fuck.
I think we introduce ourselves. Nolan, I'm Scott.
Hi, Scott, Nolan. Nice to meet you.
Hi, nice to meet you,
Big
Laura.
fan. Laura?
Yeah.
What do you do?
Who's your husband? You're pretty.
Yeah, they keep us separated in the back. We never get to interact.
There's
Scott, you gotta come up here. Oh, kidding!
What
I mean,
Twin brothers.
mind-blowing.
The twin. They're the twin brother now. The clone.
Don't want to waste.
It's clone.
Welcome to the Voice Actors Escape Metrocon panel. We'll never make it out of here alive. Some people are like, oh, yeah, you're not going to.
So, what do we do?
I think we just take questions,
First
unless you
of
guys
all,
want to
we
answer.
close the portals and we pump in the interesting gas.
The return of the interesting gas. I remember
Yes.
this.
We're gonna try.
Intro.
That's working, right? Everybody can hear me? Okay, because I can't hear myself.
Otherwise, we shall have to blow you away with the majesty of our voices.
This man right here.
He's very polite.
He needs a question. He has a
That's
question.
David.
That's
Hello,
David.
David.
David, this is Nolan.
David, Nolan, Scott, Laura.
Travis.
Yes.
Hello.
Not really a question, but 6 days from today on Saturday, it's gonna be my birthday.
Everybody,
Today.
happy birthday for David.
Say to him.
Yeah, I'm not gonna say it, man. See you in 6 days.
Yeah, right. No early
Everybody
questions.
wants the, hey, my birthday's 18 months from now. Yeah, see, 18 months? See,
18 months.
It's my 6
Happy
days.
birthday to you. Mine is Halloween, so
Happy birthday in a few months.
Mine is on Halloween.
That's awesome.
We should like get
That's why I
together
don't
and
dress
party.
up now.
That's so freaky. Wait, let me try again. That's so scary.
That's so spooky.
I'm mommy's little goat.
He's Casper.
That's what I'm gonna be. Yes, sir.
Okay, Nolan, I asked this at your panel, I think it was Friday.
Okay, then I answered it. Who's this?
The other voice actors.
What's that?
This is more or less.
This is for us.
This is not about you.
This is, okay.
This is not about you.
Is
it more or is
We
it
bring
less?
down like four.
Well, it's kind of subjective.
Okay.
My question is in voice acting, you often have to take over for another person who, for one reason or another, couldn't do the voice anymore. Cartoons, you generally long runners, that happens a lot. So my question to you guys is, when you're coming into when you're coming in for somebody else, either taking over for a character, or it's a new series and essentially they're rebooting the franchise once again. My question.
Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
American hero.
My question is how do you go about taking that over? How do you keep a continuity of the voice, or how does that feel?
I personally have studied every voice that's in existence on this planet in just the off chance for the contingency that somebody might die.
Yeah.
It's just the way it works. We're like Shark Teeth. One voice actor dies, other voice actors will just rise in to take their place.
Yes.
Scott, what does your Sailor Moon sound like?
I do Sailor Moon from the future. Sailor Moon in some dark times and I
Grandma Ella.
Got it.
That's actually a really good question, damn you. For making us think on a Sunday.
Well, it depends on who's doing the reboot or who's recasting, because sometimes they want a fresh take and they want it a little bit different, and sometimes you have to get as close to you as you can to the original voice, because they want it to be seamless. Like I took over in Diablo 3, the voice of the Demon Hunter, and that was mid-game I took over, so I took over for a DLC that came out, and it had to mesh between the two levels basically and be the same voice. I don't know how good of a job I did, but
Can I say something?
it was pretty
I
good.
played them both and I didn't notice any difference.
Thank you.
It's true. You just blew my mind when you said that. It is kind of what we do, right? And we are these weird, amorphous little... Like if you go into a room full of voice actors and somebody comes up with the most original, cool voice that's never been heard before anywhere in the space-time continuum, 30 seconds later, everybody's got it.
Yeah.
It's what's kind of creepy about our business. You are so replaceable.
Except unless all the Frank Welker roles still are with Frank Welker.
Yeah.
Frank Welker's been Freddy from Scooby-Doo
Yeah.
since 1969, and I saw him the other day, and he's like, I'm going on a Scooby session. I'm like, I'm sorry, isn't that 45 years, Frank? He's like, yeah, I have 2 planes. and 25 years ago, he took over for Don Messick doing Scooby, so he's Scooby and Freddy.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Pretty soon he'll probably do Shaggy too.
Well, no, it's amazing. I mean, because there's certain things you're like, well, And I remember I was, I think I told you the story. I did 11 auditions with Disney to be Mickey Mouse, and oddly enough, I think it's one of the best jobs I didn't get because they own you. And some of the deviant crap I do, I don't think they don't want me in their clubhouse. But I went, and so I But it was very, very odd because I don't know if you heard about that, but that was the time when Paul Fiedler had passed away. He was Piglet, and then Disney started saying, "We need backups. This is our franchise." And these guys were still alive, going, "Why are you auditioning people for my parts?" Remember Jim Cummings, who does Pooh and Tigger? It's like who, and I don't think. I mean, I do a little poo that I do for my son.
I do a little poo.
I do a little poo. I do a little poo every morning. Well, almost every morning. Is it? Oh, people have been sending me kale chips. The point is, and that's our fecal section. But you know, it's odd. I think I may have told you that, and I want to see how everybody else feels. It's kind of hard, but it's really like personally, I won't audition for. I've gotten auditions to do like a Hulk. And it's like, Fred Tatasciore is one of my closest friends, and you can't do it better than Fred. I had an audition for, I think it was the Mad Max franchise, and I looked at him and went, you want Brian Bloom? And they went, what? I said, no, I'm just going to do a Brian Bloom impression. Do you have any other roles? And they're like, the director knows me. She goes, oh, you always do this. I'm like, what? Well, I'm just going to do my Brian Bloom. It's really time, you know, I need to go deeper. It's Steve Bloom. Like, but it's like, it's weird because it's like, there's a guy who that's his voice, and this was and he ended up getting his job actually. So yeah, he owes me. But seriously, I mean, how do you feel? I mean, I know I kind of feel a little, unless it's a reboot and they want something different. When they kind of want this guy, but because sometimes it's like, well, Fred's getting expensive, and we'll try to undercut him by you.
Yeah,
they played that trick. There was one point where they were going to recast The Simpsons.
There was, they also did auditions for Futurama.
Yeah, that's...
They did auditions for Futurama, and I remember it coming through and being like, I'm not auditioning for that. None of us are going to go against
They're going to do Bender, that's John DiMaggio. Exactly. Who's going to do it better? And the fans are going to accept you? No.
You know, unless you're Jim Cummings doing Pooh, which is the only time I have ever in my life gone, that is indistinguishable.
No, because there's a roundness. I mean, I've read this Pooh to my kids. Winnie, okay, let's call him Winnie. All right, Winnie and Friends, and I've done this story, and you know, you can kind of get close. And then I actually bumped into Jim in a session one time, and my son, he was like 7 with me, and I said, hey, Jim, would you mind? He goes, oh, honey, how are you, my little friend? And I saw his face, but I went, huh? Because there's a roundness and a richness that it's him. I mean, he can sing it. I mean, it's. And I've heard other people do it better than I can do it, but he's amazing.
He brings the character into it too.
Oh,
it's
yeah.
Like it's the same personality and the same soul that Sterling Holloway put into it.
Yeah, and that's the thing. That's the thing.
It freaks me out.
And that's the thing. A lot of people can do voices. I get that all the time. I can do voices. Like, yeah, but can you act with it? Can you bring that personality? If you can, great. You know, jump on board. But anybody who wants to get into it, I always say that. Act with it, you know, give it life. It's not just, Rich Little was an amazing impressionist, but he didn't do a lot of acting.
No.
You know, it just, he did that well, and he did it well, and he made a fortune. There's different things, so.
Good morning. Sleep late?
I'm more than just a little turned on.
Get it?
You're welcome. Let's get some questions.
Are we good to move? You, yes.
Okay, Scott had said, I've been seeing Scott all weekend long, and he said...
We're not exactly seeing each other, I just want to be clear on that. Very casual, some lunches, very public.
Right. You have to put soul into the voice. Because you're not physically there, you have to give it soul so that when people see it, it's convincible or they enjoy the feeling you're giving into it. Do you feel the same about the voices that you all do? Do you have to feel that you give so much of yourself to a voice, so you don't want to step on toes and stuff like that, to a voice that you already know? Mad Max voice. That person put his soul into that voice, and you don't feel you do what's good, or people aren't going to accept it. Do you feel the same thing with the roles you've done?
No, we're complete hacks. We just shortcut our way through everything.
Polyphonic prostitutes. Each and every one of us.
I think this.
It's not if she licked you, at least she has her teeth.
Yes.
Did you get licked by someone without
Over
teeth?
there.
Was there a toothless lick earlier in the weekend?
up to.
I'm so confused.
I just heard Charlton Heston out there. I swear to God, I was like, oh my God.
To be fair, I
I don't really, I mean, there's a few characters like, that I've only played. Like, people ask me about like the Uncharted Nathan Drake, because it looks like Mark Wahlberg might be the movie. And I'm just, yeah, I'm 6'1". Doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. We made we kind of make 3 and 4th one soon. 4 movies, and that's, yeah, that would be weird if somebody did the game. Like if they said, oh, let's do a 5th, but we'll use this guy. Like, and I hope everybody else would rise up.
Rebel.
But you know, I have a little bit of ownership to that one, I feel. But it's different. Like that one's motion capture. That's not just my voice. It's like that's my movements. That's how I run. It's, you know, the expressions on his face are mine. But like with Deadpool, I think Ryan Reynolds is going to be awesome. I think he's going to be great. I loved him as Wade Wilson. Even though I was, you know, I'm so proud though that I was the first to ever voice him in a movie or a game, and we had so much fun with that game. And I get more people coming up with Deadpool things to sign than any other game I've got other than Uncharted, and Assassin's Creed, and a couple others. But the point is, it's just, you know, like, so they're both great characters. One, I feel a little more ownership because I was in Drake. I'm allowed to put so much of myself into that role and ad lib and sense of humor. People who know me, they know that. Oh my God, that he made that up. That I know that joke. Right. You know, because they know all the jokes. But Deadpool, I'm less attached because, you know, it was a lot of fun to do the voice and make that stuff going on. But it wasn't. I have no problem letting that one. Oh yeah, I can't wait to see what he does with that. But the Drake one, I'm like.
But even doing just a voice for the character, I mean, doing motion capture, yeah, you feel like an attachment. I feel an attachment to Fetch because that's me. But if I did a voice in a game for 4 games, and then in the 5th one they went with somebody else, I mean, I'd be pretty pumped about it.
Yeah, maybe it's the same medium. You're like, oh, come on, that's what I do. Why would you? Do that? And in the video game, sometimes it would be. I think everybody here knows it's like, oh, we found someone cheaper that will do it. You're like, really?
Perfectly.
Seriously? That sucks. You know, but when it switches mediums, I think maybe that might be part of it.
Yeah.
You know, like it's like, all right, that's the movie world. And quite frankly, I understand. I can't open a movie. Not enough people. You know, they basically will take a movie.
I would watch your movie, Nolan.
Thank you.
I would.
I'm movie we shot last night.
But you'd all have to pay about $40,000 per ticket for the studios to pay attention.
No problem.
It's the economics of the business. We're kind of back to this question, I think. But, you know, it's stuff like, well, Dragon Ball Z, the whole franchise went someplace else.
Right.
Well, we were still doing it. It was really these 2 parallel universes going on. Because they just went, you know what, it's cheaper for us to do it here, so boop. I was getting people going, why did you change your voice? I didn't. I became another person. That's our Lost Spinner from Beast Wars when they decided to do the next Transformers series in LA. You know, and then all of a sudden it's like Tom Kenny is, Lost Spinner is kind of one that's a bit seminal for me. Like, you know, people are like, oh my God. And suddenly it's like, no, why Spinny, you know, aren't you living pineapple under the sea? But if they replace on something, Tom Kenny's a pretty good person to have done it. You know, I
still don't buy that. No.
Yeah.
No, Tom's got enough.
Yeah, Tom, no. You know what? No, give that one back. That's mine.
And the bad thing about Tom Kenny is he's a great guy. You can't not like him.
So wonderful.
So, he really is.
Yeah.
So.
Stole it.
I'm not going to pick because I...
Oh, okay. Pat, over there waving. Yeah, you're pointing your head, looking around. There you go.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
This is sort of going off on Nolan's story about how he could have been Winnie the Pooh. And
No, I couldn't have been Winnie the Pooh.
He could have been Mickey Mouse.
I was close to Mouse, but no, Winnie the Pooh, nobody's going to replace Jim Cummings.
And I did ask this like at the end of Scott's panel, but it was a bit of a lightning round, so it's sort of rushed. Okay, so anyways, I'll just ask this again for all of you guys.
We're ready.
Was there ever a role? I thought I heard something.
What?
You thought you heard something?
I thought I go to swore. I heard.
You hear the voices too.
Ask the question.
Oh boy.
Okay, so, was there ever a role that you auditioned for but you didn't get, and you really wish?
Every role I got.
Every role
Every
you've ever
single
auditioned for,
one that
just-
Thousands.
Yes.
I think I should have seen, all right.
Yeah, no, I quickly, I'll tell you, it's you, the one thing about an actor you have to have thick skin, because you lose more jobs than you get.
Yeah.
If you don't,
You would be so sick of us if we didn't ever lose a
you just
job.
have too much money. Yeah, you lose more than you get. You know, and you guys.
I mean, you lose a lot
But
more
I
than you
also, but I also feel like I don't necessarily hold on to anything and be like, I can't believe, it's a year later, I can't believe I didn't
No,
book
you're
that,
right.
you know what I
You
mean? Like,
can't. Oh, yeah.
that's the other thing, is like, you don't like hold on to it, but if you don't get it, you move on, it's like, so, you don't like catalog.
Every once in a
something.
while, you'll audition for something and you won't know what it's for because it's all secret when it comes through. And then you'll see the trailer or you'll see the game a year or two later and you'll recognize the dialogue and go, oh, that's what that was for.
We never know.
yeah,
Oh,
that's
that's so cool. Okay, that's
Yeah, for sure.
Going into audition for anything, you know, and like I think probably most of us up here, you know, it's like you're known for this, and this, but you know, there's 12,000 other credits. So, you know, we record so much stuff, you never know if something is going to become successful, if it's going to, you know, even air, popularity. There's so much stuff that just kind of goes into dead corners. The stuff that I've done that I thought, oh my God, this is the best series we've ever done. Gone, goodbye residuals. Other things that, you know, you're sitting there going, oh my God, I'm still sitting here talking about this 25 years later? You people are insane! So we have no indication when we're going, you know, it's like we're going in and saying, okay, here's another project, here's another gig. Frankly, Canada Revenue likes it when I work. They're not so happy when I don't. I'm kind of the same way. Polyphonic prostitutes will make words for money.
You know, I don't know about you guys, but sometimes, like, I've lost jobs. Most of the time in this business, it's just kind of a small group of people. You lose it to a friend. And then you all run into someone and go, oh, what did you do? And they go, well, I went here. I'm like, oh my God, that's so cool. And then you see it and you're like, oh, that's better than what I was doing.
Right.
I like that choice better. And I do. And you know, and I think it's kind of funny that, because the great thing about it is there's always something else that you're going to read for. And, and you know, so you can, I think that the great thing, and I've said this in the panels, people have asked me, it's so cool to be part of a business that you're fans of the people that you work with. So, you know, now if it were a TV job and there's, you know, serious money, then screw them. You know, when you're up there for 75 grand an ep a week, you know, I got bills, I got shit to buy. But no, seriously, it's great to be fans of these people and you go, oh, I really like Travis's take on that, you know. I mean, Laura and I, oddly
I didn't either. I thought he was a hack.
Absolutely. We thought it was garbage.
Yeah.
Well, we're just saying.
I mean, what you're saying.
I've done exactly what you've done, where I've gone for stuff and I'm going, dude, you know, like, I'm not even gonna read. Because when I read this character, you know who I hear in my head? I hear blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
Travis, which I thought would actually give him a chance to redeem himself for the hack
Right,
job
but
he
he
did.
didn't.
He didn't.
It's terrible.
But, you know, because, you know, we kind of know each other's everything, right? And you go and you go, oh, well, almost everything. Now we know each other's everything. You just go, no, that's the obvious choice.
Okay. One is for all of you and one is for Erica. Erica, why weren't you in the Sailor Moon panels and the rest of you? When was it that you realized that you hit it big in the business?
I was in the Sailor Moon panels because I play a character that comes in for like 5 minutes.
You were still
in
in
like
2
3
episodes.
and then that's it.
That's 3 episodes.
5 minutes each.
Then when did you guys realize you made it big?
Big?
Starting at 9.
Big?
I'm still waiting.
Yeah, still waiting.
As I tell my wife, big is relative.
I never feel like I've gotten where I want to be. You know what I mean? It always feels like you can keep doing more. And because, like we just said, all the auditions that come through all the time, there's always another role that is really interesting and really appealing. And you always want to keep growing.
Yeah, big is very relative. I never cared to be famous and do stuff like that. If I could actually make money doing what I got detention for in school, it's like, oh my God, that people do that for a living. the one thing, it just so, and that's kind of the blessing and the curse of this business, what she just said is, you're never really satisfied. And that, people said, aren't you content? It's like, I'm happy, but I'm not content because you always want to get to the next thing. And it's not that the grass is always greener, but
Right. It's just
the
wanna
next
keep
challenge,
growing.
the next cool thing. And that's, it's kind of a ever ongoing thing.
The things are like, I've been doing this a long time now. I got into this, there was no concept of infamy or notoriety in cartoons at all, ever. It's like, it's the greatest job in the world. It's the most anonymous job in the world. There was a time about 10 years into my thing, and I sat down at my agent and went, you realize that you're actually right now the most successful television actor in North America? And I went, that's so weird. Because, it's like you go to the studio, you walk in, I go home, I take out my garbage, and I mow the lawn. Sometimes I poop. And it's just like, it wasn't until the very first convention.
Fecal matter.
The very first convention I ever went to.
Why do you mow your lawn every day?
Because I poop on it and it grows. But the first convention I ever did, my head exploded, and it still does every time. I was at a Transformers convention in California, and it's such an anonymous job. We just don't get into it for fame. And I'm standing there, and it's like standing behind somebody who's drawing, and I'm like, oh my God, this is so awesome. There's so many people here. And I got this. It was like
Oh, the people.
Oh my God. Oh my God. And I'm like, what, am I in fire? Is it like a spider on my face? You're stupid. I'm like, yeah, hi, I think your drawing's amazing. Like, holy crap. And he's just like, and then I got to know people. And I got to know, and I went like, wow, this stuff is actually, it's really satisfying. Because, it's easy to go, well, I do cartoons. That's what I do for a living. And then getting to know you guys, you start to hear these amazing stories, and I suddenly realized that, there might actually be a little bit worth to this profession. And it's really cool when somebody goes, oh my God, I know you from your work, and I think you're cool. And that's when we get to I'm shutting up now. I'm no good at sincerity.
Good answer, Scotty.
You did very well.
Thank you, I practiced all morning. Monkey! Monkey!
Erica, pick someone.
Shirt.
Which one?
Everybody!
Which one?
By the way, the only one I'm missing on here is Nolan. I'll see you later.
Okay, see you. All right, baby. All right, baby. Bang, bang.
Show you his boob.
I'm sure at least most of your panels, you've been asked what's your favorite role to do. But do you guys have favorite roles that your colleagues have done sitting up here?
Oh.
That stood out to you?
Oh, wow.
I did laugh quite hard at Nolan's Deadpool when I saw it in Hulk versus... Was that what it was? Hulk versus Wolverine?
Yeah.
Yeah. Troy Baker and I were at his place watching it, and we were laughing quite heartily. Bye, babe. Bang.
I'm personally, Laura, what she did in Saints Row, because I actually had to go back in and cover her lines.
Oh no!
And she, I would look at a line and I'd be ready to read it, but I had to match exactly the way she said it. And I don't normally like to do that. I'm like, no, I like to do it my way. But then I'd read it, and then I'd hear her read, and I'm like, oh shit, that's better than what she said. And then I had to say it, especially when I had to tell the character how much I loved him. Really, we could be together. And I'm just going, and I remember because I had signed on to do that, and they don't send me the script ahead of time, so I'm like, hey, this is great. Now they're going to use, hey, no, North of the Gate, this is cool. And then I'm reading her lines, and then we get to that line like, we could really be something, Jack. What? Wait a minute. And they're like, you cashed a check? Dumb nut. Say it. I'm like,
That's the great thing about that game, though, is that gender is like non-existent in that game. You can be anything and be with anybody.
The only bad thing about that game is they got to do like the motion capture. They became the characters in that thing, and I just went and did the voice work in it for my little part. But I saw the scenes behind the scenes of them doing that, and it looked like so much fun. I missed out on. It's like I missed the party.
Right.
I was invited. I didn't want to go.
I was going to say, obviously, I mean, it's pretty major, but your work in Uncharted is ridiculous.
That's fun.
Yeah.
Scotty, I always
my
loved
world,
your...
my all-time favorite role that I'm such a pinky in the brain fan, like what Maurice did with the brain. If you see my house, it's like full of little plastic me's. It's like need it, got it, need it, because people, and then pinky in the brain shit everywhere.
Maurice LaMarche, you don't know
the world.
He's amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I had a good Canadian
So
kid.
amazing.
And I'm not gonna lie, just backstage just now, I kind of fanboyed all over Nolan because, and he's a professional too, because and I'm a gamer, so there.
Yeah.
Like, I have listened to your voice so many times, mister. I seriously have. So that's no bullshit.
It's scary. Thanks, man. Maurice LaMarche, though, by the way, I did a cartoon called Robot and Monster with him, and he's the closest I've ever come in a sound booth to actually like wetting my pants as an adult because I was laughing so hard. He's a sick, mad genius. Mad genius. And it's just, he will say the most filthy things as the brain sometimes off camera, and I can't even repeat it. I can't, because I wouldn't do it justice, but oh my God, it makes me laugh just even. This is a couple of years ago, I swear. Oh, no, I'll tell you later. It's also the voice of Lexus, so he doesn't need anybody. They basically just bring a Lexus full of money and go, yeah.
And keep the Lexus.
I'm like, shit, I can do that.
Gary, fix somebody.
It was great.
I'd do it for $4 million.
Oh, he's just so funny.
Gary, you pick.
We'll go on this side. We'll go with the blue
Squirtles
shirt.
Zombie.
Are any of you going to be in any future FloriCons in the near future?
We hate Florida.
I don't,
With your sunshine and your palm trees.
Metrocon.
And the hockey.
I really
Don't get me started
enjoy
on
this
hockey.
one. I enjoy this one. I was here last year. I'll most likely be back next year. I mean, I think they do. I think we're going to try to drag Troy down. Try to drag Troy, because we're all friends. We get him in here. He's nutty.
Yeah, he's a big fanboy.
You know?
Yeah.
Scott will come back.
I'm here every year. It's my 10th year.
Do monkeys.
It'll be the big party. Steve Bloom.
Get Steve Bloom maybe.
Yes.
Who's going to drag? No, because it's just, I mean, it's not the largest con we go to, but I mean, it's like family run. It's a really nice done. Everybody's respectful and cool, except, and although the whole you have to wear panty thing, I think that's not fair. Because I'm not wearing panties.
I'm not wearing panties either.
They escorted a couple of people out because they decided not to wear panties, and I thought that one gentleman was very tastefully.
He has the legs for it.
Can I pick one?
Go
Can I
ahead.
pick somebody?
Yes, please save us.
You in the back, yes, you.
This is a question for all of you guys. When it comes to like the atmosphere between everybody behind the scenes, is it more casual, more professional, a little customers? I know if there's ever a time that's like really.
I think he's answering pretty perfectly, actually.
They're all grown. All voice actors are like grown children. It's like herding cats.
True professionals I've ever worked with have been 8-year-olds. We just sit there reading variety, stand up, deliver the lines perfectly, go back, give them a thing, check their stocks. We work in an industry that is basically kindergarten, given 500 things of Ramadan with all sugar, hummingbird nectar that take away all your rhythm. It's insanity. No, I did a series called League of Super Evil. We had to keep stopping tape because I would be on the floor.
Oh my God.
We are retarded, strange, demented, very sick people. It's not normal. It's not even safe sometimes. Run! Run where you can!
I need an adult.
I want to go to the Red Mohawk.
That's Rufio!
Rufio! He's back.
We all know that McMeout always had the Roy Mustang line that was kind of brief for him. Has there ever been a line that fans have made you say that kind of gave you grief after a while?
I'm just so happy people remember me. I don't mind.
I just thought it was funny. It's a funny question.
No.
No, I have no lines that I don't like saying.
Yeah.
I like it, but don't like it when people constantly tell me to not lose my way. It's not a thing that my character actually says, it's just part of like her theme song or something, so it's just weird when people want me to say that.
So they come up to you and they say what? They're like,
Because, hey Erica, don't lose your way.
like okay.
I've got a GPS on my phone. She's like, I didn't used to feel lost in the world, but now I do.
It's forgetting that. Did voice actors sing the song? Is that why?
No.
I mean,
It's just like an iconic thing from the show. I don't know.
The only reason I ever knew any lines from Gundam Wing at conventions is because somebody took pity on my poor little staring deer in the headlights face when somebody went, do the line. Then they wrote me a cheat sheet. They do a lot of this stuff.
That is important.
Oh yeah.
Because whenever people come up and go, say a line as this character, I'm like, that was 10 years ago. I don't know if I
can't
necessarily remember them.
Yeah, I got that yesterday. A couple of people came up and they say, do the line as this guy. I'm like,
I can't remember that one.
I feel like if they ask,
oh, it's a great
provide
game.
a
Do
line.
that next time.
You know what I mean?
That's
It's
fair.
a team effort.
Write it out,
Team
either
effort.
handwritten or something in a nice
Yeah.
large font, because we're getting older.
Yeah, they bring it out on the phone.
Yeah.
And that happened too. I was like, oh, thanks.
Yeah.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, there you go.
Okay. We need
Scroll,
to.
scroll, scroll.
Gotta get some readers. You've been raising this camera forever.
He's just working out.
He's either selling it or he wants a question.
I have two questions for Scott McNeil.
All right.
One, are you going to drink that Mountain Dew?
Pardon me?
When are you going to drink that Mountain Dew?
Did I not cover that earlier? You know what happens to me when I drink caffeine? Dear God, man, are you insane? Run for the hills. Maybe I already did.
Have you started working on your 50 gauge sledgehammer yet?
No, it's 50 gauge. Sledgehammer. No, 50 gauge crowbar. 50? What have you done to my brain? 12 gauge crowbar. The ultimate anti-infected zombie personnel weapon. In my top secret basement laboratory? Of course I have. I have prototype with me. Oh, shit, should bring that. Mark my words, I will build this. I will be ready.
You. Yes.
Hi, I'm Devin, and I have two questions for Nolan. One, what was it like playing basically all the cores in Portal 2? And the other is...
You did that?
Space. Dad? Yes, sir. Are you Space? Yes, sir.
You're dead?
You my favorite part of Space is?
Favorite one is actually Adventure Core. That was one of my favorites because he got to sit there and go, little lady, I happen to be an expert in Taekwondo, Karate, Jiu-Jitsu, and bedroom.
I thought that was fun. And then the fact sphere, nobody gives a shit about
The moon is 5 and...
That guy was fair. And then the defective turrets were actually one of my favorites because that was just sort of, they said, do you have any lines for these guys? I'm like, you really want to let me do it? And people say, do a line from that. I'm like, I don't remember because we literally, they kind of know I have a little problem where I have like diarrhea of the mouth and the thoughts, it just stuff kind of comes out. And if it's recorded, the state will take my children away. So they have to sift through that to make sure I don't get arrested and do that. I love doing that, it was fun. When that game came out, people told me I did that. I said, no, I didn't. They said, no, it's Portal 2. I said, no, I never did Portal 2. It had a code name and I didn't know what it was until they played it later. So, thanks for remembering. I thought that game was great. What was the second question?
And the second question was, how was it working with Steve Bloom and Scott in Hulk versus Wolverine for the first time as Deadpool?
I was in that.
You were Sabretooth, weren't you?
Yet.
Russian for no.
This is right back to that.
Yes.
It was like you were, no, was it? And then half the time I find out, I look up, oh, actually I was. Never mind.
That happened to me last convention.
Steve Bloom's, again, it's like one of my friends, you know, and it's great. When we do the Call of Duty stuff, that's crazy, because it's Fred, and they once made the horrible mistake of putting Fred Tatasciore, Steve Bloom, and myself in the same booth. So, let's get it. It should have taken 45 minutes. It was like 3 hours and a bottle of scotch. That's not I'm not trying to be funny. We drank a bottle of scotch. And then we did a zombie Christmas album without Activision's consent. The director tried to sell it, and we almost got
Flop.
But you can find it online, and it's really, really funny.
Oh,
Because the doctor does a whole Nightmare Before Christmas type thing.
Oh, no.
Also, house, not a creature was stirring, except a mouse. Kill it! It was great. No, it's just every job I do is fun. Those, thanks for remembering those. But Bloom, that to give Deadpool. The cool thing about that Deadpool thing is Fred Tatasciore came back from Comic-Con in San Diego, where they first aired it, and he said, Deadpool killed. The Deadpool killed. I'm like, what? He's like, oh, man, they loved it. I'm like, oh, that came out. And he's like, oh, you're not going to believe it. It's going to be great. It's huge. It's going to be great. And when I saw it, it was funny. Rock, bang, bang. I love that thing. Killing babies. But I digress.
Oh.
It's a good touch. It's a real good touch. Oh, man. I'm sweating.
Fred sweats. Anyway.
Who's picking? Who's picking?
I'm picking out the camera guy. They've had your
I
shot.
like the blue hair, yeah. Yes.
Okay, I have one question for Carrie, one question for Laura, one question for Travis.
Wow.
Wow.
Very specific.
He laughed.
You know what you said?
Don't leave us again, please.
All right.
All right.
Now for the question.
For Carrie, what was it like working in Yu-Gi-Oh? For Laura, would you like a season 2 of Fruits Basket? And how would you do Toru again? And for Travis, how much fun is Knuckles and Sonic Boom?
Carrie?
What was my question again? I'm so sorry.
What was it like working in Yu-Gi-Oh as Mokubaiki Sonic?
I love, hello, thank you. I loved it. Actually, I felt like there was a lot of pressure. It was actually my first lead boy. So I was really, and I didn't think that I had booked it. In fact, after I got out of the audition, I was actually pitching a friend of mine. I was like, I got someone who might be really good at this. And I was trying to get a friend of mine to audition for it. And he was like, staring, he was like, he'd already decided that he knew that I was gonna get it. So he was like, yeah, we'll call her if we need her. But it was awesome. I mean, it's just so great to be a part of something that's like, you know, that you already knew about, and then you get to step into that world, you know? So it's like, it's awesome. It was awesome, it was super fun.
Do you have a favorite Mokuba line?
I already told you, Joey, the Kybertron uses every card in the deck!
All right.
My question was about Fruits Basket. I forget what it was about.
Would you like a season 2?
Would
The
I like
answer
a
is
season 2? Yes, I would like a season 2 because there was so much more story to tell. I have no idea how we would do it though, and how they would do it, because when the first season was made, a bunch of animators and people came together in Japan from different studios, because the author, I forget what her name was, it's horrible. She had a wrist issue and they didn't think she would be able to do anymore. And it was huge there, and so everybody got together. It was kind of like a tribute to her and made the season. And then she got better, and she kept doing the manga, and everyone's like, oh crap, now we can't do that again. So that's why it never happened. But Funimation tried to make it happen. We even got together 1,000 paper cranes and sent it over to Japan to try to make a second season happen, and it just never did. I know, it would have been so much fun. I know, right?
Where there's money, there's a way.
True.
That's what they did with Big O.
The third question was for me, right? So, it was really fun. Roger Craig Smith does the voice of Sonic, and he and I are great friends. And if you've ever met Roger, he is an absolute lunatic. So it was really great because they came about and they wanted to give the characters in the Sonic franchise a little more character, a little more comedy. You tell Roger to make something funny, he will take it a mile. He'll just run with it. Me, I just made Knuckles dumber. Super easy for me. So it's a lot of fun, and I assume we get some of the funnier lines in the scripts, in my opinion. So I always look forward to the show. It's easy being dumb.
Yeah, by the way, it's not.
Oh, it's not.
It's not easy.
It's not easy.
It's not easy playing dumb. He does a really good job.
Over there, and yeah.
So, we talked
such, but has there been a moment where you've done something, you go to a convention, and just a super surreal moment happens, good or bad, and it just blows you away, and you're just stuck on it for a while? Like, what would be one of those moments for everyone?
Monkey.
Well, I'm sorry, so what is like a moment at a con? What-
Yeah, convention where you were just like blown away, or just a super surreal moment.
Like right now? Monkey?
This is surreal, man. Oh, man. It's like real life. Are we here?
Yes. This goes back to the first convention I ever did, which was this BotCon in Anaheim, California, 1999. This one, Beast Wars, was airing. And I was actually, I mean, you know, this is long before I knew anybody watched anything we did. But I was really proud of that show, because it was really groundbreaking at the time. You know, the animation, the CG was like, oh my god, the writing on it was good. It was the first North American, you know, because I know all the He-Mans and G.I. Joes, and it was like, let's save the world in 22 minutes and then sell some toys. Collectible action figures, please. So I'm at this is the same one where it was like, oh my god, and I'm walking around freaking out. There was an episode we did where one of my characters, it was probably one of the more complex characters I've ever got to play in a cartoon, had died. And this was the first real significant death in a cartoon series. So I'm walking around. People were coming up to me going like, oh my god, when Dinobot died, I couldn't, Dinobot was my inspiration. Please don't cheapen it by bringing him back. And I'm like, dude, he's dead. This is the real dead. He's not, which of course they did bring him back later. But I was shocked. I went like, the depth of the impact that I discovered that some of the stuff that we do has on people. It absolutely, I was stopped. I was just completely flabbergasted, and I still am. I still get stories like that, and I'm like, because it's easy for us to go like, we do cartoons for a living, you know, we're so lucky. And that was where I went, you know, there is impact, and there is some depth to this. That I will never forget that. The emotion that people were pouring out. I'm going, I was just sad because I lost a quarter of my paycheck. And I went, wait a minute, maybe I need to rethink this a little bit. It was earth-moving.
I was going to say sort of the same thing about feeling like finding out that, you know, when things mean something to somebody and made a real impact in somebody's life. But you kind of covered that, so I'm going to go something different. When we were in Australia, we were at a con with Jason Momoa, and I'm a huge Game of Thrones fan, and I have been a huge fan of the books since I was a long time ago.
She read them in '99, right?
Before they were cool.
I was hip before it was hip. But Jason Momoa, who was there, and he'd done with Stargate and Baywatch and everything like that, so he was there for that. And while we were in a van, on the way to the con, he was talking about this show that he had just auditioned for, and he just found out he got a part, and he's like, and he was describing, he's like, I have this like long hair, and I have like this eye makeup, and I'm really cool, and I don't speak English, I speak this other language, and I'm like, what was this for? And he's like, oh, it's this new show on HBO. I'm like, oh my god, is this Game of Thrones? And he freaked out, that we freaked out, and we knew what it was, and so he like freaked out, and we all got to go up to his hotel room, and he showed us the pilot script, and he was like showing us what he was going to do for Khal Drogo, and I was...
And he was only like kind of excited about it. He's like, yeah, it's an HBO series, it's kind of like based off a novel, I'm not really sure. And she goes, wait, like, what novel? Is it Game of Thrones? He goes, yes. And Laura literally hurtled the van, like, I'm like, I'm so sorry. She's a big fan.
And then he freaked out, so it was nice to like, that he could see there were already fans of that series, and it made him really excited about it.
Oh my god.
And then we drank.
Oh yeah.
For me, it's pretty surreal when, you know, I'll have a few people that come up to me and say that I've inspired them to be voice actors when, you know, me at panels like this, I'm sitting with people who have inspired me, so I'm like, I'm inspiring people now? It's just like a weird feeling, you know?
Yeah. Get used to it.
The circle keeps rolling.
It's a circle of inspiration.
I can tell you one of the surrealist things, not at a con, but that I had, so I got to do the Transformers Prime series, the smoke screen. And I told this story because it was so cool. It's the first time I'm sitting there, and Kevin Michael Richardson was right here next to me, and Darren Norris, Steve Bloom's over there. I could tell you where everybody was in this room. Okay, it was like that. And right there was Peter Cullen. and next to him was Frank Welker. And I had a line, it was like, Optimus, we gotta get to the something. And I said, what are we doing? And then somebody said something, and he goes, Autobots, roll out. And it just like, have you ever gotten goosebumps where you, oh God. And I just looked, and he said it. And I just went, oh. And in the thing, I was like, oh my God. And Kevin Michael Richardson looks at me, and he said, gets me every time. I mean, you're 8 feet away from Optimus Prime. That means that's the voice. And I was never a huge Transformers fan, but I knew it. I mean, as a kid, I remember that. And then, you know, and then Welker's doing Smokescreen. I mean, the Megatron, and you're like, and now I bought a house between Welker, across the street from Welker, and down the street from Rob Paulson. And Cummings got divorced and moved. But they were there, and I thought, I'll be better because I'm within a distance. and I go out
in the air, they breathe out.
Yes, and Welker's in his backyard. Welker's in his backyard listening to animals. He's like, I'm like, it's a whippoorwill? Get off my property. Yeah, but that, when he said Autobot, that was one of those moments, and this is only a couple of years ago. I mean, I've been doing this a long time, and that's the great thing about this. You still, oh my God. Then the Jim Cummings, when he did Pooh, I was like, you catch your breath, because these are, when you can look at Rob Paulson and go, give me a little pinky. He's like, you're in a session. He goes, oh, well, you know, start doing that whole thing, you know. And my favorite, when I told people this, when he started doing Carl Weezer. and I won't do it, but I love Carl Weezer. Holy, okay.
That's Charlie Adler. Whenever Charlie Adler starts doing his chicken voice.
Oh God,
I mean his cow voice when he does cow.
Charlie directs me on Blaze. It's
oh my God, he's amazing. And he just, yeah, I mean, he just busts into
God bless
this adorable voice all the time, and it's so foul the things he says. And it's the cutest voice ever.
Oh yeah, he directs also a lot of. He was Cat Dog, right? Didn't he do Cat Dog? No.
He did Bronco's Modern Life.
Oh,
and
yeah.
Cow and Chicken.
Cow and Chicken. He was Cow and Chicken. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
And the big red guy.
And he was the red man on.
Hello,
it's
me.
But he also directs a lot, and the great thing about it, I'm doing a new cartoon for if any have little kids called Blaze and the Monster Machines. You gotta check that out. It's really cool, and Charlie directs Bubble Guppies and Blaze and they don't know. They don't know.
We just did a series in Canada called Exchange Student Zero, which Charlie directed. It's the first time I've worked with him. He's a freaking lunatic.
Yeah, coming from a lunatic.
I know!
Oh, no.
And it's just this voice of the fun. The show is, I never do this. I've never done this in my life, but I'll just go ahead. I'll probably get shot for this, but it's what happens to a crazy, regular, suburban, animated North American family when suddenly anime people arrive. And the scripts are funny as hell. And there's Charlie at the helm. So
what's it called?
It's called Exchange Student Zero. So it's the melding of Saturday morning cartoon guys and anime.
Oh, wow.
And it's a sitcom.
It's about time.
Yeah. I just saw some of the animation. It's like perfect animation melded with perfect North America.
Oh, we got
okay! You want to do a lightning round?
Yeah.
Lightning round. Okay, what we're going to do is lightning round. Lightning round is going to be like this. It's going to be very fast. Everybody's got a hand up now. Lock them. If you got friends, get them to hold your hands up. No other hand goes up, no other hand goes down. You will ask very fast questions. We will give you very fast answers. We have approximately 1 second per, and go. And too late. Go.
Any particular bloopers you like to raise up upon while you work?
They're all filthy. They can never be shown because they will make your head explode. David.
Since there's an even number of you guys, boys versus girls, who will win?
Girls, because they always do.
Movies!
Yeah, girls. They're either smarter, faster, funnier, more bright, and boobies.
Yes.
Travis, what was it like playing Roy Mustang?
It was my favorite anime role I've ever had. He was so cool. Fan art?
I've said this before. I got Toru giving birth. From like the angle where you can see it.
I got from last year. Somebody remembered Timoma brought me a little duck that looks like Stoic.
Oh, we have it.
Yeah, because I do Stoic, the Vast, and for How to Train Your Dragon for all the series that we do.
Oh, yeah. So I do it called a little duck. It's just like Stoic. Not a dragon, like a little duck.
So I just got that, and I just got that Friday.
Yeah, if they asked you to do a TV show, I could do that.
That? What can I do? Yeah, there's a show called I Can Do That.
Oh, yeah.
I'd be a voice actor, yes.
What was the most memorable thing a fan has done for you or with you at a con?
On you. Some people know about the licking story. If not, look it up online.
I have fans that they make this like paper art. It's like 3D, and they stack it up and they framed it and gave it to me. It was for mommy. It was gorgeous.
I have a really cool wood block of, what's it called when you burn it in?
Wood burning.
The official term. Yes, thank you. Shin-chan, a picture of Shin-chan, wood burnt, and it's really great.
I think we've all received ridiculously amazing stuff.
I got into a Cambodian knife fight with a guy dressed like Drake.
Did you let him live?
Scar.
Okay, come on, lightning round.
Sorry, lightning round.
Okay.
Oh no, you already asked. You're
No, her, the girl with the bow.
You don't know the rules.
The girl with the bow.
Oh.
Have you ever had a fangirl moment?
Yes, all the time.
Meeting George R. Martin.
Mark Hamill.
When I told Travis that
I ran down the hall to jump into an elevator with Anthony Hopkins.
Oh.
And the cool part of the story, we got to his floor, and he grabbed my arm, pulled me off, and wanted to finish. And he sweetest guy ever. He said, insisted, like, Joy, Sir Tony. He's like, please, Tony. I called him Tony. I called him, hey, Sir Anthony Hopkins, Tony.
Sweet. My very first day ever doing a cartoon show ever back in 1988, I was sitting there with the address. I'm like, oh my God, I'm not unemployed. I can't open up the studio. And we go, it's like, here's the address. Oh my God, I'm doing the new FHC. I open up the door to the studio. Bam! Knock Steven Tyler on his ass.
He wins. Down front?
Oh, me?
Yeah.
Laura, how does it feel being a voice actor of Kanye?
Of Kanye?
Kanye West?
Of Kanye West?
Oh my God, you're amazing.
Thank you. It's awesome being the voice of Kanye. I didn't know all about her while we were recording, and I found out details as we were going through the process. And you know what I mean. And yeah, it was pretty awesome.
Cool. All the way in the back, standing up in the maroon shirt. Yep.
This is very fast. Everyone who is sing very fast a Dr. Horrible song is about.
A what?
No. Dr. Horrible. Sing on blood.
Oh, I don't know.
Oh, no, I can't sing.
Travis is really the singer, right?
I will kick you in the ear.
No, we gotta.
Traveling sales.
What was the greatest career acting advice you ever received? You stuck with you forever.
Don't suck.
Don't suck.
It's easier to be 15 minutes early than on time.
Yes.
Sure.
It's easier to be ready than get ready.
Yeah.
And keep working.
Be nice.
Be nice, yeah.
Be pleasant.
Don't suck.
Cameron.
Nolan North, will there be a Portal 3 and Scott McNeil? Did you voice anything from Wreck-It Ralph?
No idea.
You can put your hand down now.
Yeah, no idea. No idea.
What's the best impromptu line that you guys has been in the show?
Improv?
Improv, yeah. That was on the script.
Oh man.
We don't know on the script.
Is anybody mind profanity?
Go for it.
Deadpool. In the Deadpool, when they call Nolan North, he calls me to see if I'll be in his game. And I say, no, listen, you gotta call my agent. Yeah, I just figured I'd call you straight and we could just do this. Yeah, Deadpool, I'm sorry, man. You just gotta call my agent. Okay, well, fuck you, Nolan. there's something liberating about saying that to yourself. You know, not when you're in the mirror with a bottle of bourbon.
So good. Someone in here.
It was awesome.
It's Metrocon!
It's a blast.
You guys.
Teal.
No, we're finishing. I promise this. We're finishing. Teal.
One guy.
Question is for Travis. What is the worst song that Disney had you sing as King Roland?
Oh, jeez. There was one called the Tri-Kingdom Picnic, which is just strange because you're singing about three kingdoms having a picnic. Wow, weird.
Left.
But good.
Good.
Going left.
That finishes this side. Okay.
Yeah.
You!
Scott, did you remember pants today?
No.
No.
And last but certainly not least, it's alternate stare. This better be a good one.
I was going to ask, what are your favorite YouTube channels and or shows?
Oh, Titan's Grave on Geek and Sundry.
There's
This is on YouTube every Friday. There's a new episode on YouTube.
My kid watches one. I don't know what it is.
Is it a bridge?
Oh, I'm kind of a
Bad
Luddite.
lip reading.
Yeah.
Yes.
Bad liberty.
I just watch porn. YouTube. Sorry, I completely misread the question.
You watch Cohen?
I still watch television.
There's this awesome chick named Carrie Karen who has a show called Reasons I Don't Like Myself. You should check that out.
We actually don't have television in Canada yet.
Happy food.
Ladies and gentlemen, I believe we have reached the end of our journey today.
Hey, where's that girl with the dollar? I'll sing now.
I'll sing a song.
Hey.